One man's $30,000 fight with its HOA in Southwest Atlanta is leading to big changes in that community. Senior investigator Rebecca Lindstrom says it's one more example of why so many feel Georgia's laws need to change. Rebecca, good morning to you, first of all.
Good morning.
What's happening at Peyton Place?
We have followed efforts to clean up this community for nearly 2 years. Hard to believe it has been that long. It started when Michael Shepard bought a townhouse in Peyton Place, and he quickly realized the HOA board had little interest in removing things like abandoned cars or fixing the roofs and fences. He invited us out to take a look. He started leaning on code enforcement, hoping the city could force the HOA to act, but the HOA president at the time just told the court she had no money because people weren't paying their dues.
Oh man, is that true? Are people paying?
I mean, yes and no. First, there's no real proof the HOA was even trying to collect that money. There's also no proof the HOA board was even paying, even though the president, we looked at property records and determined the president owns at least a dozen units in a community of just 47 townhomes. So Shepard tried to rally owners to oust the board, but the HOA leaders ignored him. So we went to Superior Court, and that is where he finally won a default judgment, a ruling that allowed him to get control of the HOA bank account and form a new board. It took a lot of time and obviously money. He said, as you mentioned, he spent at least $30,000 of his own money to make that happen. And of course, just like most people just can't do that.
Wow. Okay, so there's a new board. What kind of changes have you seen so far?
It was exciting to be back out in the community and to really see some movement. The new HOA board has set up a payment portal for dues. They have created a website for transparency, held meetings with people who are in the community. They have removed broken trash bins that have been in the parking lot and just sort of created a landfill type existence in the parking lot itself. They have started fixing leaky roofs, but removing those abandoned cars like you saw there. But one old problem does remain, and that is you still need money to make the repairs. So now, as they have started to, really enforce this, about half of the units are in collections. Shepard says he's willing to work with them to set up a payment plan. And, I might have missed the nuance, but they did need to realize there is a functioning HOA board and they want to get the community fixed up. So right around the corner we found is a apartment complex. It was a troubled apartment complex. It's now being demolished to make way for new affordable housing.
There is a wave of change right now throughout the city. And then even on this side of town, right around the corner, you have homes that are going for $500,000, $600,000. And it looks like you are a million miles away. It looked like you went through a portal. Hopefully you guys can get footage of that. And that's changing. And I want this community to be a part of that change.
Wow, Rebecca, it sounds like it just goes beyond just one community's problem. Are lawmakers paying attention to this?
We have been begging lawmakers really to pay attention to this issue, and there have been people like State Representative Kim Schofield. She told me she hears from families every single week who are losing their homes because of HOA issues, or at least in some type of battle. She has been working on reform since 2022, but the bills have gone nowhere. Part of the problem, she is a Democrat, along with others who have been really vocal on this issue. And it is the Republicans, as we know, that hold the majority in both the state House and Senate. So that is why this year there is some renewed hope. Republican State Senator Matt Brass has introduced a bill to create an administrative hearing process through the Secretary of State's office, basically a less expensive alternative to those costly court battles. The bill would also raise the minimum debt threshold for foreclosures from $2,000 to $4,000 and require that only includes actual dues, not fines in that amount.
How did he get involved in this issue?
Well, I love this. It was the good old-fashioned community involvement. A homeowner reached out, he met to hear the story, and then he decided that something really did need to change. And that echoes what all of the lawmakers I have been talking with on this issue say. You need to reach out to your representatives. You need to make this personal to them as well.
All right, so what happens next?
Senator Brass, he's going to be holding hearings this fall to research his ideas. We're going to hear from the Secretary of State's office to hear how they feel these administrative hearings can fall into place. And again, reach out to your lawmakers if you've been impacted. It does sound like they're the ones that are going to have to vote on this, so they need to hear from you.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Rebecca. Really appreciate that report. We'll be looking forward to seeing more. All right, she's going to have more from lawmakers on this proposed change tonight at 11 o'clock, right here on 11 Live News and on 11 Live Plus. And if you have a tip for Rebecca and you want her to check out, call her at 404-873-9111. Again, 404-873-9111. Or you can email her at investigates@11alive.com.